Jesus Christ. All right, guys, we're gonna go over the head and arm choke from mount. Kind of have your lay head there.
Yep.
All right, so the moon's lined up, right? And I got mount on Robbie. What I want to try to establish is I never want to just get to mount. I always want to try to get to mount with sort of an underhook and a head, you know? And this goes a lot into how I get to mount, you know, and maybe I should start there. I mean, I'm usually in a position with shoulder pressure and side control where I've got the underhook and I'm, you know, driving in with my shoulder pressure, using this to get underneath and then sliding over to mount. And once I get here, I'll have that arm with me. Now from this point, I'll start getting resistance. If they know anything, they're gonna start trying to push my arm down, right? That's what they're trying to do. So what I do at this point is I take my hand out and I pull their head this way, okay? So now I'm basically just distracting him and now I give him a hug, right? I go the other way. So now I've just put his head and arm together the way that I want and I'm basically hugging him right here. This is where I get the most resistance in this move. Let's move you right here. This is where I get the most resistance. Guys will try to buck in different directions and I basically just kind of hold on here and I ride this storm out. Sometimes I can get a submission that I call the Ellen Ripley from here. That's where I use my belly and I'll just jump right over the person and cover them.
That really works. My God, that was terrible.
Because he can't turn his head because I've got his head cradled with one hand and his arm is up here with the other. So it's very difficult for him to turn his head and then I just kind of suffocate them with my body. I call it the Ellen Ripley from Alien. Those little face things. But anyway, so if that doesn't work, I'm still here, right? Once I have to pick my moment, you know, because like I said, they're gonna be bucking, they're gonna be going crazy. So once I pick my moment, I'll shove over here and I'll just kind of get my face to this side and use my hand, and then I'll go shoulder pressure and put my head on the floor. From here, I usually take a minute. I don't just go right for the move because I wait for him to use his left arm to start pushing downward on me so that to make space for himself. And when he does that, that's when I come up and grab my grip. Now from here, I'll go here, right? So I just bring my leg across the belly so he can't grab me when I'm into half guard. And now I can dismount. Now I'm gonna pull him up, get onto the corner of my elbow. I didn't even get to put my weight down on him.
That was terrible.
I didn't even get to put my weight down on him yet. But you would normally just put your weight down because what you're doing is you're cutting off the artery with one arm and then you're using your body weight on his shoulder, pushing his shoulder into the artery on the other side. Right?
Straight again.
Yes, one more time. So we're just going to assume a mount with an underhook and a head. Right, from here, I'll pull the head apart, right?
I'll tap to that. Jeez.
And then I will just give a hug, right? This usually will work to get the head and arm together because once you pull the head this way, he's already trying to pull it back the other way, and then this becomes a little easier, right? Now, like I said, this is where they go the most crazy, right in this position. This is where they start bucking, going crazy. So you really have to have good base here, right? And then from here, I pick my moment to get my head to the side. I take out my arm and use that for help, and I put my head on the floor. I put my head on the floor so that there's no escape for his arm. I mean, he could bring his arm backwards to the floor, but my head is still there, right? And then finally, when I start giving that shoulder pressure, he's going to start using that arm to push me away because he doesn't like that shoulder pressure. That's when I come up and grab the grip, get my grip. Now, I step out of it, get to the side, pull him up into me, and get the tap. Now there's an alternate version of this where I've tried to choke a couple guys and like they're just really hard to choke, and so I've gone for this neck crank instead. One more time. This will be a quick one. So from this position, instead of trying to wait out and dismount and do all those, do all the things that I do after I get to this point, I basically just get on my feet and drive forward with my with my shoulder under their chin, which kind of drives their head backwards.
That's a jawbreaker.
Yeah, so hopefully that was on camera enough. We'll see afterwards. So, yeah, head and arm choke.
Gangster.